Good morning. It has been an interesting morning because I just got back into town very late, but I powered through. I had a long layover, 5 hours, powered through. Um, Came back home to a broken central air unit, so it's hot as hell in my house, and it's hot as hell in Texas. So it's going to be an interesting day, but I'm going to look at it with I'm going to be very optimistic today. Or not even just optimism. I don't even know the word for it. I'm just going to make the best out of whatever I have, you know, and not, choose to be down in the dumps about it, because it really doesn't help. So it's going to be a unique day, not favorable conditions, but, we do what we do. But I'm up thinking because I got up, I cleaned up, a bit anxious to kind of get to my house and get things in order since I haven't been here in a while, just a couple days. And I got to thinking just about my trip, and I got to just thinking about men and women. Men and women. I was having this discussion with a couple of my friends about how, they say, is it men are from Mars and women are from Venus? I don't know which planet to go with what, with gender. But there's a lot of confusion between masculinity and femininity, between the sexes, right? Where there are just some things I feel biologically that we're more inclined to do and to operate in, and process things differently, you know. But I also feel that there's a spectrum as well, when it comes to gender. And I don't think people really like that. I think they look at gender as, black and white, no gray area. And I don't think that's so. I think that's why, we have and we always will have people that are transgendered, people that, are bisexual, even though sexuality is a bit different. But sometimes you notice people that are maybe homosexual, they may take on the characteristics of the opposite sex, gender wise. So it's something to this, and I think it's always going to be like that because I don't think gender is as black and white as we want to paint it out to be. And the reason that I'm thinking about that because I have been really vibing to the new Fouché album, and usually when I listen to music, I'll like picture myself singing the song. So embarrassing, but I'll picture myself singing the song and creating a music video to it. And her song's still around. It has like this groove, this 70 groove, like this bass like riff. And I'm pretty sure Steve Lacy has produced it. But anyways, when I was picturing myself in the video, I was picturing myself kind of dressed in like 70s masculine attire and like being super cool and like dancing, but I was still a woman, and I still wanted to present myself as a woman that was kind of enjoying masculine energy. And I don't think I'm alone in this. I really don't think I'm alone in this. Of people that may really be completely accepting of their gender, but like to experience or like live in certain parts of the opposite gender because it feels right. and there are just some masculine um, attributes that kind of resonate with me in a way, and always have. And I was thinking, um, you know, for me, that has been a big thing on the top of my mind lately when it comes to compatibility with who I'm in relationship with, because I am heterosexual. Yeah, I guess you would say, even though, dare I say, sexuality is a spectrum too, because I find myself being real attractable to some of the more masculine presenting lesbians. I don't know how far I would take it though. But I would consider myself more heterosexual than, anything. But I always wonder if how I would do with like a uber masculine man. Like, I wonder if some of my more masculine traits would be too much and that we would need a balance, and I was just thinking, like, I wonder if, I would do better with a man that had, a good balance of feminine characteristics, if that would balance me out a bit more, and if, I wouldn't, we would kind of yin and yang each other a bit more, if that makes sense. And this is a real thought process of mine. And I know for a lot of men, the heterosexual, I'm doing air quotes, men, you know, that would be like, what? Like, you want a man with like feminine characteristics, even though, some men have feminine characteristics, right? Like, gosh, there's a lot of men that are way more better in the kitchen than I'll ever be, and it just, they know how to do, and that's considered, not to say that I'm not going to get too stereotypical, but that is considered a more homemaker type of task, more domestic type of thing. And oh well, I feel like if we didn't put these labels on it, like this is masculine and feminine characteristics, we would let people just get in where they fit in. And but I still do believe that having a certain type of genitalia produces certain hormones that do, create these certain behaviors that we see that are usually more masculine and feminine. I believe that. I truly do. I think a lot of it is biology too. But it's a spectrum, and I think we should just be okay with that. I think we should just be okay with that. And also just try to understand each other a bit more, and have these open conversations, not judge each other so much. Again, like, I think there's so much confusion between men and women. There's so many like differences, in the thought process, in my opinion. The thought process, we have the same emotions, but how we express those emotions can be very different. What we do with them is very different. And it's not just from biology, even though that's a part of it, but it's also because of society and your upbringing, etc. But at the end of the day, I was just made very aware, these last couple of days, how different men and women can think, how they process certain topics. And it's intriguing to me. I don't want to judge. I would much rather understand and, see if we can all just get along. I don't know if that's possible. It is. We get along, but we're always gonna, it's human nature. We're gonna always to squabble with each other, you know? But yeah, these are just my freestyle thoughts about men and women and gender and the spectrum of it all, but still acknowledging that there's differences. And I think we should just accept all that and get in where we fit in without judging, you know? If there's a woman that resonates in more stereotypical masculine energy or duties or whatever, you know, let her have that. That she has her reasons. She may just feel it on the inside, like myself. Wanting to wear more masculine clothes sometimes. I mean, that is a big thing for me. And it doesn't mean that I have an issue with being a woman, or that I don't embrace being a woman, and that I don't love men, or that I'm trying to be a man specifically. I'm just trying to be me, you know? But for some reason, masculine attire just really, I don't know what it is. But obviously I like it, you know? So I think a lot of us have these type of things. Men too. What I do like is that I notice the younger generation of men, the generation under millennials, even though I see some millennials kind of, I see them experiment more with fashion, nail polish. It reminded me of the 70s a bit, where they used to be a little bit more free. But I like it, because, you could, you like it. You a man that like nail polish. But again, it's a weird conversation. People get weird about it, and if you're a man that likes to wear nail polish but you like women, a woman could look side eye your ass. She could completely side eye you and be turned off. Myself, a woman that may want to wear masculine clothes every once in a while, and I'm not talking about completely like cross-dressing or anything like that, but just a little bit more masculine facing could be a turn off, to a man. These are weird things, but it's just an interesting topic, talking about gender. I haven't even gotten into my views on sexuality, because I feel like it's a bit similar to gender. I feel like they both can be a bit more fluid than what we want to admit. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation. So I'm not gonna keep rambling. What are your thoughts about men and women, the differences, and the spectrum, right? So you got your two polar ends, masculine and the feminine, and then you have the spectrum. And do you feel there's a spectrum between genders? Do you feel that we're open enough to accept that, if you believe in that? And do you think we're open enough to even talk a bit more about our differences? Because, man, the thought process sometimes, like I was saying, like, especially with men and their thought process on sex and relationships, just naturally how they behave in certain ways is completely different than women. And I don't think it's meant to be judged. It's just what it is, right? And we can demonize each other for our differences, instead of trying to figure out how to really understand it. So what are your thoughts? I'm just rambling. I don't even know if this video makes sense. I don't even know what I'm gonna call it. But I think I'm a publish it. I think I am. But comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna go now, drink the rest of my coffee, and figure my day out, figure my life out. But I just wanted to get those thoughts out because, yeah, intriguing. All right, bye.